Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Ferrone's Big Adventure. I am Ferrone, otherwise known as David, and I thought we'd do a little update today. It is Thursday, what is today? August 6th, 2026. And a lot of good things going on. A lot of good things. A lot of good stuff that's happened. So I thought it was time for an update. First and foremost, I think I mentioned this in my last vlog. I'm retired. I'm officially retired. I've been a professional programmer in the internet industry for 3 decades. And as of Tuesday, Monday was my last day. As of Tuesday, I am officially retired. And I couldn't be happier about that if I tried. I've done a whole lot of sleeping. And a whole lot of not doing anything. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I am retired and life is good. So like in the last video, like I said, we've got our condo set up over in Dumaguete in the Philippines. We'll be flying over there in October. We got the plane ticket all taken care of. We got the stay in Cebu that one night taken care of. And the continuation flight from Cebu to Dumaguete. And we'll be there early October and start our life in the Philippines. So that's taken care of. The other really good news, good news. The farm is selling. It is official. Tomorrow I go up to the farm, to a town near the farm. It's up in Oklahoma. And we will be signing the paperwork. They finally got it taken care of. The appraiser for the borrower's lender finally got their act together and got it all taken care of. So we're going up there tomorrow to sign the paperwork and officially get paid. So yes, that stress is off my back finally, thank God. Oh my God, I was really stressing it because I knew the farm would sell. There was no doubt in my mind that the farm would sell and that we would get what we were wanting for it. I just didn't know how quickly it would sell. And from what my realtor has told me, he's pretty surprised at how quickly it actually sold. So that's freaking awesome. And we're getting exactly what we asked for it, which is way above what people that know us and know the land that they said that it would be worth. And what all that boils down to, folks, you got to understand, everybody is out for themselves. That's just how it is. People that you think that are your family friends and they've been your family's greatest allies for decades, those very same people will take advantage of you whenever they get the opportunity. And a lot of people saw that land up there as an opportunity for them to increase their worth, their net worth, and they were telling us that it wasn't worth what we got for it. We got way more than what they were saying it was worth. And in reality, when we checked around up there, yeah, we were in line with what it was going for up there. So the family friends that were telling us it wasn't worth that much, they were just looking out for themselves. They were just trying to make a quick buck off of us. Keep that in mind, folks. When you go to sell major items, you need to check outside your circle of friends and family friends. Check outside, do some research, and find out what your stuff is actually worth. Because again, your family's biggest allies, they'll be looking out for themselves when it all comes down to it, and they won't necessarily be truthful with you. It is what it is. So the farm is selling, and we will be signing the paperwork tomorrow. And I'll be taking the check to the bank, and I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier if I tried. Could not be happier. Now, on a side note, aside from that, we will be then the next day, I'm staying in a hotel up there because the next day we'll be going to my uncle's memorial. They finally got that set up, so his memorial is on Saturday, and then I think his actual, I don't know if it's a burial because he's being cremated, but I guess his ashes will be laid to rest at a military base. Will be on Monday. Unfortunately, my brother and I will not be able to be there on Monday, but we will be able to be there on Saturday for the memorial. So we'll be doing that. So we'll go up there to early tomorrow morning, get the farm paperwork taken care of, go to the bank and deposit the check, go out to the farm one last time to get our RV off of the farm because we got to get that off of there. It's not going with the sale, and take that to one of our relatives got some land. We're going to take it out there while we put it up for sale. and then back to the hotel, and the next morning getting up and going to our uncle's memorial. And, you know, a lot going on. Actually, I got that all wrong. We'll go up there. Yeah, tomorrow, Friday, we'll go up there, do the paperwork, sell the farm, go to the bank, deposit that, go back to the hotel. Then the next morning, get up, go to the memorial. After the memorial, go to the farm, get the RV, and taking it to our relatives' land. Sorry, brain's not here. Then we'll be back probably Saturday night if we don't go ahead and stay another night up there for Saturday. But most likely we'll be back to the house Saturday. So yeah, that's the big news. The big news is the farm's selling. It's selling. So a lot happening super fast. I hope y'all know how much I appreciate all of y'all, and all of you taking the time to hit the subscribe and leave me comments. I'm so blessed to have all of y'all along for the ride. Especially all the people that have been there and have experiences, and the people that are going there now and that are talking with me and telling me what they're doing and what they've experienced and so forth. I greatly appreciate that. I have to say that here in America, everybody that we talk to, people that we don't know, that we just run into, like talking to medical people, stuff like that, because I was talking to them like the last time that we'll actually see them, because we won't be using them again, and everybody is just so they always have this same mentality of, oh my God, you're going to a third world country? What are you going to do? How is it trash? Is it all just like third world huts and stuff? What are you going to do for medical and so on and so forth? And it boggles my mind how brainwashed first worlders are. They truly do believe that the second you leave a first world country and go to a third world or even second world country, that you're going into the backwoods, and everybody is going to be like some sort of tribal village hut type thing, where that they're just we've all in the West, we've all been brainwashed from day one by our countries to believe that the only place you could possibly live is right there where you're at. And it's just not true, folks. It's really not. Whenever you go to a third world country, there's obviously places you can go that's going to be super third worldy. You got to be smart about these sorts of things. You got to make sure that unless that's what you're wanting, don't go to those places. There's plenty of first world kind of areas in third world countries. Second world countries have plenty of first world areas, like Mexico. Mexico City is very first world, even though people would consider Mexico itself to be second world. There's places in the Philippines that are very first world, even though it's considered third world. That's just you can't stereotype everything, okay, folks? You can't stereotype. And unfortunately, that's what we are trained as children growing up in first world countries. We are trained early on to believe that anything that's not a first world country is going to be complete trash. And it's just not the case. There's places in America that are third worldly. There's some places in Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, and so on and so forth that you could go to that you would go, ooh. But there's also some extremely first world areas in America, and there's a lot in between. Same thing in third world countries. When you go to a big mall in the Philippines, a third world country, you would be shocked at how the average mall in the Philippines is more first world-like than the average mall in America. Most malls in America look like deserted ghost towns. The one here in my hometown that I live in, that I grew up, I was born and raised here, lived here for 53 years now. It was the place to go when I was a kid. It is an absolute ghost town now. When I go in there, and I go there because there is a theater still there, of all things. There's still a theater. There's a lot of theaters. This is a big, huge metropolitan city. There's theaters there, but I go to that theater because it's closest to my home. And so that's why I go there. But when I go in there, it's just a shell of what it was before. Most of the stores are closed down. The ones that are opened are all, I don't know how to put this. They're either shoe stores or luggage stores or dollar stores. It's about all they have throughout that whole mall. And it's just so sad. And then you go to the average mall in the Philippines. I mean, just pick one and you go to it and you're like, wow, this looks a lot like the malls in the 80s in the in America. The average mall, not the super awesome mall. The super awesome malls look amazing, but you go to just the average mall in the Philippines and it's like, man, I step back in time and I'm seeing what it was in the heyday of American, consumerism. That's what it looks like in a third world country. And when you see that, you're like, maybe I was lied to. Maybe everything isn't horrible in a third world country. And that's the case. Everything, everywhere around the world, everything is its own individual. And it's going to be based off of its individualism. And you're going to find good and you're going to find bad. And you're going to find a whole lot in between. And from the 2 separate vacations that I spent in the Philippines, going across the Philippines, not just in one location, I found that it is not the horrible third world country that first worlders would have you believe. It's not. There's a lot of poverty, because it is a very, very impoverished country. I hope I said the right word there. There's a lot of people and not a lot of money. But they do the best that they possibly can. And when you get to the bigger cities, you see that it's actually pretty nice. There's crime, but there's crime in every single country. Everywhere you go, there's crime. And it's kind of elevated in awareness, I would say, in the Philippines because there's so many Westerners retiring to the Philippines right now. Therefore, every time something happens to a Westerner over there, it gets overly sensationalized. And I got caught up in that recently. I've seen a couple of different things that happened, and I was like, man, maybe this isn't the place to go. This is horrible. But then I thought about it, and I was like, and I talked to my fiance about it and everything, and I realized that it's just hypersensitivity to it. When you get right down to it, the things that the 2 situations that have happened recently in the Philippines, in the Negros Oriental area, those sorts of things happen, sadly, on a monthly basis in America. Some of it weekly, in some cities even daily. So, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. It's just we're oversensitized to it because we're Westerners that are retiring over there, and we're looking for those kinds of things. We're looking for a reason to go, oh my God, is this a mistake? So when we see a couple of situations, like one where somebody literally got robbed and killed, and somebody else that got robbed, and we're like, oh, hold it, maybe that's a problem. Step back and look at that. That's 2 situations. 2. You know how many people get robbed in their homes in America on a daily basis? A lot. So maybe 2 in a year isn't that much. Now, it should be 0. Don't get me wrong. It should absolutely be 0, but it's just 2. And one of them, the one where the unfortunately the person was killed. I still think there's something fishy in that situation. And it's all being investigated. It's not for me to figure out, but something did not seem right with that whole situation. I think there's more going on there than just a robbery that turned into a much more serious situation. The other one, where a couple got robbed at gunpoint and their SUV was stolen, that seemed more like your typical robbery. And some of the reports are starting to say that the people involved in that were dealing with illegal drugs too. So you know how that all works. And I do hear that there is some situation with that in the Philippines right now. Hopefully the government can get that under control, because anytime there's illegal drugs involved, there's going to be bad stuff going on. But the point is, that was just 2. And so you got to be safe. And both of those situations, as far as I understand, both those situations, they weren't in highly secured areas. So a lot of expats, when they go over there to live, they live in what we call bubbles. Like I'm going over to live in a big condo building, and there's a ton of security. You do not get on that property if you're not supposed to be there, period. Just getting friends to come over for, just to come over to hang out or whatever is a major act of it's just a major thing to get them on the list to get onto the property. So you have to understand that's the case. So if you live further out in the province and you're living on your own property and you don't have security and so forth, you're running a risk. It is what it is. You're running a risk. And I think that's where these two situations happened. I'm not an expert on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert, but I believe that was the case. I don't believe you would see that in one of these high-rise condo units. I think the people that were doing that would never make it onto the property. You have to understand the security that's there, and it's like multiple, not just a couple of guys, multiple. And they're all carrying around shotguns and stuff. So you're not getting on those pieces of property if you ain't supposed to be there, period. They stop you at the gates. They stop you at the doors. You ain't coming on. That's all there is to it. So at any rate, my brother just pulled up. We'll give him a second to turn off the truck. So he just went and got his hair cut. So y'all may have seen somebody else on YouTube and Facebook that looks a whole lot like me. And then the surroundings looks a whole lot like the same surroundings I'm in. And you may be like, is that the same person with two different channels? Because we're told that we look alike. And the answer is no. We're not the same person. That is my brother. He is also going over to the Philippines and getting married to his fiance. We both have people that we love. So you want to say hi, brother? Where are you at?
Hey everybody.
There he is.
I'm the better looking brother.
That's
Come check out the Lynn and Charles on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep, his channel is Lynn and Charles's Vlog, I believe is what it's called. Just Lynn and Charles. I'll put a link down below for y'all to find that. It's on Facebook and YouTube. And so we look a whole lot alike, but we both have fiancés. We're both moving to the Philippines. And so you're going to see videos where that you're like, didn't I just see this guy? And it's my brother, or vice versa. So yeah, that's Lynn and Charles. Be sure to check them out. I was just telling them about, how everybody we talk to seems to have this attitude of, what are you going to do? Oh my God, how's your healthcare going to work? Isn't that a third world country? Don't they have like witch doctors? People don't understand that third world country does not necessarily mean, witch doctors and huts and beheading chickens to deal with colds and stuff like that.
It's not all bananas and coconut trees over there, everybody.
Believe it or not, there's actually, first world stuff in a third world country. I know it's hard to believe, but it is the case. Oh man.
I ate at McDonald's over there, and it was better than the McDonald's here in America.
I can't get
More variety.
I can't get it to stop focusing on me and focus on you. There we are. I got it to turn. Woohoo! So what were you saying about McDonald's?
It's got more variety of food, and it tastes better than what it does here in America.
That's what boggles my mind. Is you go to a McDonald's in the Philippines, and it's like the average employee there is like a college graduate or something. It's the level of employees that you get at a McDonald's in America is like scraping the bottom. They couldn't care less if you have the right food or not. They really don't care. And you go to a McDonald's in the Philippines, and it's like you're dealing with somebody that you would see at a first high-rate restaurant or something. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But it's funny because people in the Philippines look at going to McDonald's as a big thing. That is going out. In America, you go to McDonald's because you're slumming it. You go to McDonald's in the Philippines because you have hit it big. Whoa! it's the big time. Let's go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac. No, you get fried chicken and spaghetti that tastes a whole lot like SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Now, we get
Rice.
burgers and French fries because that's what we like, and they still have them there. But they have rice, fried chicken, spaghetti, and they have this thing. It's like a hamburger patty with gravy, mushroom gravy on it or something. That's what the Filipinos get when they go to McDonald's. They love that stuff, but that's not our thing. I'm gonna learn how to work this
It'll take you a little while.
this thing eventually. There we are. I got it to where it's tracking me again. All right, so I was just telling them that the farm is selling tomorrow. We're actually going to sign it, and I don't think my brother's as happy about that as I am.
Sad. I grew up on the farm with my grandma and grandpa, so there's more sentimental value than what the land's worth for me.
To me, it's a financial means to an end.
I just wish we'd kept the homestead.
Yeah, well, yeah. And here's the thing: is honestly, we could buy a homestead up there for very little, if we wanted to. At some point, we could. It's just, unfortunately, as soon as you get away from the metroplex, the land value just drops. It's so weird in America. You buy a house that's not even on an acre of land, and they want $600,000 for that house. You go up to Oklahoma and you buy a 1/4 mile square, 150 to 160 acres, and it's only worth about $350,000. Explain that. Can anybody explain that to me? Because I can't understand that to save my life, but that's how it is here.
Hey, let's see what your followers think. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know. Should we lease our house here, or should we sell it? Let me know if you've leased a house, how your experience was, and because I'm on the fence. I don't know if I want to lease this or sell it and be done with it.
On one hand, I want to sell it. On the other hand, I'm trying to get this right. I am so sorry, everybody. On the other hand, I want to lease it. And the reason I want to lease it is because we get the monthly income of the house for however long we keep it in lease. Year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever. And then when we sell it, we get the full amount of what the house is worth of selling at that time. So that is additional money. Whereas if we sell it right now, we only get what the house is worth right this instant. So I would prefer to lease. But to Charles's point, that is my brother's name, by the way, Charles. I'm David. That's Charles. To Charles's point, the leaser could destroy the house, and we will be responsible for it. The air condition goes out, we're responsible for it. The heater goes out, we're responsible for it. They have electrical problems, we're responsible for it. Plumbing, we're responsible. See what I'm saying? There's a lot of cost potential, but there's also a lot of income potential. It's a risk. Anything in life to make money is a risk.
My barber was leasing, and he told me, it was a nightmare when he was leasing.
Here, I think I got it to finally stop tracking my face. I got to figure out how to do that easier.
Well, my barber said that it was a nightmare. He was leasing. He said one of his leasers tore it up. He was a mechanic. There was holes in the garage. Obviously, the mechanic got upset when he was repairing cars, and probably threw his tools against the wall and put in holes. So there's car parts all over the yard out there, so on and so forth. So it's a little scary about lease. That's the thing I worry about.
Yep, that is a valid worry. That is a valid worry. So, So yeah, it is what it is. Tomorrow we go sell the farm, final. Saturday we go say goodbye to our Uncle Bill, who's being at the memorial. And then Saturday afternoon, we bring the RV down to a relative's house and put it up for sale because he thinks he can get it sold. And then we're back to the house and figuring out the rest of the stuff. We still got a lot to do because we've got less than 2 months. And then we're going to the Philippines for 6 months before we come back and figure out what to do with the house.
You continue on. Bye, everybody. It's good talking to you.
We're done. I'm finishing now. We're at 25 minutes. So everybody, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us. You want to say goodbye, brother? If I can get it to, there it is. It finally went over to you.
Everybody, check me out at Lynn and Charles, either on Facebook or YouTube. I'd love to have y'all come be a member.
Go over there and subscribe to him. All right, until next time, this is Frone's Big Adventure, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, morning, night, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'll speak to you next time. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye-bye.